can actually integrate seamlessly into the campaign. You're doing a very specialized mission. With this whole new canvas at our fingertips, we want to make sure players can be rewarded,
allowing more customization of your gameplay experience than ever before.
Back to a video game, and how can we give that kind of experience to our players?
Hi, I'm Mr. Rain, and what you just saw was a short that I put together showing some gameplay differences between the Battlefield 6 gameplay trailer and the Black Ops 7 Direct. And I did this because, well, if I were to use the Black Ops 7 gameplay trailer, I would only have 2 clips, and the short would have been 25 seconds long. And so when I watched the Direct, I just noticed the gameplay just looked really weird, really off, and yeah, when I started to look at it more closely, I saw why. And I think you can see why based on that short. Now, that short had gained a lot of traction, and I know you're going to say, well, wait, that short barely has over 1,000 views. How does that gain a lot of traction? I know I'm a small channel, but even I don't think 1,000 views is a whole lot. Well, that's because I also posted on my TikTok, and when I posted it there, it also got 1,000 views. Then 10,000, and now it's somewhere over 100,000 views after 3 days. So yeah, YouTube thought the video was a flop, TikTok absolutely loves it. So I don't know what's going on there. All I can tell you is that if you enjoy my videos and my content overall on YouTube, please consider sharing my videos, liking them, leaving a comment, subscribing, all that good stuff. Supposedly there's now a hype button that can tell YouTube, hey, this video is actually good. You might want to share it to a few other people. Go ahead and click on that as well if it's there and it's free and you're able to use it. Anyways, there was a good comment that was left on TikTok that was saying that, well, the Battlefield 6 trailer is a gameplay trailer, and the Black Ops 7 Direct was a Direct. It was a deep dive on the features and what you can kind of expect the game to be. It's a great comment. I actually love it. I'm glad it was posted. There are a few problems though with that comment, and this other half of the video is to explain what that is and why. And before we start to break down these trailers, if there are any trailers that you really like or kind of fall in the same examples that I'm going to show, consider posting them in the comments below. It's always cool to see other gameplay trailers and just talk about like what your favorite game is. For me, one of my personal favorites is the Titanfall 2 My Shadow trailer. I think that is a great trailer between real life and CGI and the actual game. And yeah, just let me know what kind of trailers you like the most. And now let's get into the actual breakdown. First and foremost, okay, this Black Ops 7 Direct is just to showcase features. So why is there a clip of a guy walking up a staircase with a shotgun and taking out 2 people with 1 shot with a shotgun? We know how shotguns work. We know they usually one-tap people, and especially when they're at point-blank range. So why was that clip in the Direct at all? And of course, if you look at it closely, the 2 characters the guy shoots at are static. They are doing nothing. They're not looking into anything or anyone. They're not strafing, they're just standing perfectly still. And this isn't to say that, oh, you know, Black Ops 7 is bad, and it's going to be horrible, and it's going to be unplayable by release. That's not the point. It's just more of bad presentation. This is not an example of, like, features or anything. This is just showing, hey, the game has a shotgun. I guess it could have been done way better. And I don't blame the development team that had to put this together. Chances are they only had, like, 3 days, maybe, to put this together, and they just didn't have the time to record the B-roll and script things out. Normally, when you do see gameplay like this in trailers, like 99% of the time they are scripted. 1, they are scripted, and 2, the gameplay is slowed down in terms of the pacing. So, I'm not saying the footage is slowed down, I'm just saying the way that the events happen, they're slowed down, they're not actually at gameplay pace. And so, the problem is that this is not a standard. This is not how directs work. Why can I say that? Well, all we have to do is just look back last year at the Black Ops 6 Direct. And during that Direct, they were showing Omni movement. And when they showed Omni movement, if you look really, really close, yes, you are still going to see some targets stand still. However, you're also going to see a lot more movement. You're going to see a lot more dynamic gameplay going on that looks just a little more natural than what we saw in the Black Ops 7 Direct. We know that the Black Ops 7 has multiplayer functional, thanks to JGod, who said that yes, he was a part of a gameplay test. So they do have multiplayer gameplay, they just decided not to use it, and again, they probably didn't have time to script things out in a multiplayer setting to make it worthwhile. And looking at another example outside of Call of Duty, we can look at Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals always puts up a trailer that showcases the new character and their abilities. Guess what happens 99% of the time in those trailers? None of those characters are stagnant, none of those characters are standing still. 99% of the time. I can't say for certain in every single trailer because I haven't seen every single trailer. And just to make my point, I'm just going to show some footage of the Human Torch trailer because that came out a little while ago. We know how the Human Torch works, we know it's a flying character, we know what their abilities are. I don't really need to describe the trailer in detail, but you can look at the gameplay and it looks a lot more natural, a lot more dynamic than what we saw in the Black Ops 7 Direct. And of course, when it comes to these kind of trailers, again, they're very scripted, so they are going to put characters in just certain situations that make the Human Torch look good. But overall, if you know how to play the character, there are times where you can end up with a very similar result in a real game. The difference is that while it may take you 10 games to do that one thing, it can take the developers, I don't know, an hour maybe, put everything where it needs to be and get a few takes of doing those movements and using those abilities. It really shouldn't take a whole lot longer than that. So yeah, I can keep breaking down these trailers, but overall, do expect scripted gameplay from any of these trailers, including the Battlefield 6 trailer. I'm just saying that Black Ops 7 did a horrible job with their direct, and I know we're going to see actual gameplay probably this month, but it's just inexcusable how bad it looked. And to be fair, we can also look at the Battlefield 6 trailer because there are at least two things there that I saw that are, yeah, you know, it is what it is. One of them is this scene where they're showing a bunch of people putting down mortars on top of a hill or a sand dune. That, yeah, it can happen, but at the same time, you're putting it on top of a sand dune with no cover whatsoever. So basically, you're just going to get gunned down by a sniper. Yeah, that's just real bad mortar placement in general, in terms of gameplay, because you're just target practice at that point for any sniper looking in your direction. And then the second one is this nice scene where that's very flashy, where the soldier shoots one character on the left, throws a knife to the guy on the right, jumps down, and then runs towards the guy that's laying on the ground and hits him with a sledgehammer. That last bit is the most unbelievable bit in terms of gameplay because 9 times out of 10, that guy on the ground is going to be Swiss cheese by the time you got there with a sledgehammer. There's just way too much distance to actually get to him to do that. It's still possible, but it's very unlikely, especially in that kind of scenario that they were showing. But it's also kind of excusable because again, they slow down the gameplay so you can better understand what's going on. And also, they did this so that they can add suspense and they can use the background music and all that good stuff and make it look good. Don't ever expect like 100% genuine gameplay from any of these trailers, but just know most of them are scripted. It should always look sorta kinda like multiplayer gameplay, but in the case of the Black Ops 7 Direct, it's just a few bots being put down on a field and showcasing a kill streak here or there, and yeah, like complete fluff, nothing of value there, which we can say that's basically been Call of Duty for the past 3 or 4 years now. So that's all I wanted to cover in this video. Hope you guys learned something new and know what to look for now if you really wanted to be nitpicky. Like, does it really matter? No, not really in the grand scheme of things. But if we're talking about like a brand new AAA IP or a brand new game being made by some unknown developer, you can at least look at the Black Ops 7 Direct and see what not to do, as well as, hey, if you're comparing the two and they look kind of similar, chances are that other game probably doesn't have as much time, effort, or developers being worked on, and it may not actually be a good or functional product at the end of the day. I think there are plenty of early access games, especially early access survival games, that kind of prove my point. So, hope you guys enjoy. Thank you again for watching the video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, press the hype button, watch my other videos, do anything that can help support my channel. It really helps me out a lot. I appreciate any kind of support you guys can throw my way. So, until then, thank you all for watching. I am Mr. Rain, and I'll see you next time.